Welcome to old age, where women in their 20s don't look at their teens. Oh yeah, I saw that the drama about this. There's people mad at me. They're mad at me because I think she looks too young. I do. It's my opinion, right? I do. But you know, we'll see what happens. And she's legit beyond babyface. I'd clock her at 14, 15 max. I think so too. I do. But you know, I'll talk about all that stuff later on because you know, people are very opinionated about it, right? And they're mad at me, obviously, because you know, I'm like, this is probably a little bit too much, right? And people are even mad at me. So I was even talking about this. Let me see if I can pull this up and show it. They say woke individuals be like, we love women as long as they're androgynous, have broad shoulders and a man jaw, look feminine, we hate women. And so I responded back to this. I was like, not gonna lie, I think this character looks too young, and I don't think her voice actress matches her appearance either. Even the first game was perfect. This one I'm not as big fan of. Maybe I'm becoming an old man. That's just my 2 cents. Still looking forward to the game though. So this got a lot of people mad. It did. It got a lot of people pissed off. I'm Asian. My sister looks like that. She's 26. I don't know any. So here's the way I see it. All right. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you look at my Instagram following list, you would know that I am an expert on this. That doesn't look like a fucking adult. It doesn't. I'm sorry. That looks like a kid. It does. She could pass for 19. I don't think so, bro. I don't. Well, and here's the thing. Like, this one I think is very reasonable. This one is fine. This one's kind of borderline. I really think it's just this frame here. Like, all the rest of them, I think it looks kind of okay. But some of the angles, she does look really, really young. Ask Rock, I will. We're gonna look at this, we're gonna take it up, and we're gonna look at it and we're gonna have it AI evaluated, okay? And we're gonna see if it's accurate. Let me see here. This is the image of this character. I'm just gonna take this photo, save image as. All right, so we're gonna copy this over, and I'm going to upload it, and we're going to see what it says. Now, I think that there is no universe where the AI says that this character is not underage, right? I mean, I think that they're gonna add in like a little bit of ambiguity, maybe. They're gonna say like, oh, well, maybe not. But I think it's going to be about there. About how old do you think this character is? All right, you ready? Remember, Asians look younger overall? Brother, you are talking to somebody that did the Chinese, Japanese, Korean test in like 1 second. You're talking to the wrong person. This is not it, right? Like, this is not, there are other people that might have that opinion, right? But like, I know what I'm talking about here, okay? I do. I know what I'm talking about. Ask Gemini? Yes. How old do you think this character is? 16 to 20. Visually leaning towards late teens. Give her a distinctly teenage look. Many reactions peg her as 12 to 16 due to childlike. Expression is serious and focused. Skin has realistic tone. Late teens to early 20s. So visually 17 to 18. Okay, let's look at Gemini. Let's see what Gemini says. About how old is this character? Or does this character look? How old does this character look? All right, here we go. Let's see what it says. Are we judging on face alone? Yeah, definitely. 16 to 20 years old. People are saying 14 to 19. I would say like 15, like 14 or 15, right? I would. Yeah, definitely. Wide range. Yeah, it's a pretty big range. It is. You're just too old, Zach? You like hags now. Is that right? You gotta phrase the question differently. The AIs know it's Eve and the whole drama online. Okay, judging by just the photo and no discourse online, how old does the character look? Yeah, I don't think, can it even do that? I'm not even sure if it can. Just visually. Based on the range, no one is wrong. Yeah, it still says early 20s. It says 16 to 22. That's a pretty big margin. I mean, like, you show me that character, I'm sorry, boys. I've seen a lot of Asian girls. I have. I've seen a whole lot of them, and I haven't seen a single one that looks like that's not fucking underage, right? I mean, like, let's be honest. Holy shit. Babyface is fucked? It is. And these other ones, I think, are more reasonable, but this one is, I think, too much. Try Korean models. I mean, you can show me that, but I think there's a huge difference there. Compare her to the actual model. Yeah, I think somebody linked that, right? Let me see if I can show that. So, in my opinion, right, I think this might be the character, or the model. Like, this obviously looks like an adult. Like, I mean, I would never, like, obviously, you know, there's gonna be ambiguity, right? But, like, I would say, like, yeah, this looks like an adult. Like, for fucking sure. Like, there's not even a question about this. Like, I would never come to the conclusion that either one of these people are underage ever. I would never think that. This one, I would instantly think that she's underage. Like, definitely. This guy, okay, let's be real. Asian women can look a lot younger than their actual age suggests. I think that, again, there is never a universe where you would think this person was underage. And is this the character? I have no idea. And it's just the angle? Yeah, it's just the angle. The exaggerated facial features that make her look young? Yeah. It seems like most people disagree with me on this, but yeah, I think that she looks too young. I do. But yeah, people are mad at me for it, right? Stellar saw your reaction to New God of War and they can crap make her a few years younger. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. And it's important to keep this in mind, right? Is they said this same thing about Eve from Stellar Blade 1. They did. But like, to me, I was like, okay, well, this character's obviously like, you know, 18 to 21 at least, right? And so like, I never even imagined that, you know, Eve was underage. Like, there's no way. So I like with this one though, I think it's a lot more ambiguous and I don't even think it's remotely close. And I can tell you that, man, I think that honestly, the people think that, and so this is the way I see it, right? I think that people have a lot of like face blindness to like other races. So for example, you know how people say like, oh, all Asians look the same, or people are saying Kai looks like Diddy, or people are saying that I look like Moist Critical. You know what I've noticed about all of those groups of people saying stuff like that is that the majority of those people aren't the same race as the people they're talking about. I think that we have there is an out-group facial blindness that people have to other races where they're not seeing it in the same way. They don't see the nuances that, let's say, a white person sees in a white person, or an Asian person sees in an Asian person, a black person sees in a black person. So to me, like, I mean, I've spent a lot of, look, guys, I've spent a lot of time looking at girls on the internet. And so for me, I feel like I'm kind of an expert on this topic. But even that being said, right, I mean, like, I'm not going to have the same outlook on it that, like, let's say maybe an Asian person would. Black people think Kai looks like Diddy. Well, I don't know. I mean, he got offended by it, so who the fuck knows? So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, except I can see a difference between everyone. No doubt. And there's actually been studies on this. There has. And I think that that's what's going on, is that people are making these assumptions on that racial face blindness that they have. And I think that that's what makes this discourse so like contentious, right? It makes it very contentious for that reason. And I don't think this character is like pedo bait necessarily, but I just think that she looks a little bit too young for my tastes. That's really about it. I think that she does. That's my opinion. She looks pretty young. It's a bit reasonable to concern about the character. Yeah, and that's really about it. It's weird of you to assume she's underage. She's as tall as the other NPCs in the trailer and the face scan models in her 30s. Do you think she didn't look younger at all when she was in her early 20s? No, probably not. I mean, most people don't really, if they take good care of themselves, they'll look probably about the same whenever they're in their 30s as they did in their 20s with like some minor changes. I do think that's true. And like just from the people that I know and I've grown up with, I think that's quite common, especially women. Yeah, but it's definitely that one photo at the very beginning of the trailer that really makes it look super young. Like this one looks super young. These other ones I think are a lot more ambiguous, but this one is like, it's way too much, man. And so, yeah, she'd also probably look different from a different hairstyle. Yeah, definitely. And I'm sorry, you defended Freerin though? Because Freerin's not a lolly, you fucking retard. What are you talking about? Freerin's a lolly. She's a 1,000-year-old fucking elf. She talks like an adult. She has adult tendencies. She never acts like a child. Her proportions are not childlike. She has a role of an adult in the anime. There is nothing about Freerin that is childlike in any capacity. If you think that, you are retarded. This is crazy. It is the amount of intentional, deliberate, like drawn out misunderstandings that they do for no reason. What are they doing with this? This is outrageous. What the fuck is wrong with them? Fern was a child character? Yes, Fern was a child character. And now she, in the later parts of the show, she's no longer really a child, right? Or she's like maybe 16 or 17. It's kind of hard to say. But yeah, anyway, see Tectone's opinion? I did. I know. I understand that I'm in the minority opinion of this. I understand that I am, and I'm not sorry, because I think that's the way it is. Like, that's really just it. I look at the character, I mean, these, as I said, these are like, it's kind of hard to say. That's a kid, bro. That's a kid for sure. It is. It's a kid. So yeah, there it is. Do you think short hair contributes to the youthfulness? It could be both, right? I mean, you could have short hair characters and long hair characters, right? It's the baby fat in the cheeks that screams prepubescent to me. Asian facial structure thing. By the way, I have said this for the entire time. I have been consistent about this. People said that the future game show starts in 20 minutes. I don't think that's true. Holy shit, I think it actually is true.